Um, sorry, let me hit this. I like to wake up every Saturday morning with all of you, and I'm all about gratitude, especially as we are coming into our holiday months. Go ahead and drop in the chat what you are grateful for this weekend, this month, this holiday season. A little something that I'm grateful for is yesterday, just a quick little share. I woke up to a wonderful text message from a sister. I have a pair of sisters that are some clients, and the first sister is 7 weeks into optimization. She lost 50 pounds, and she texted me to let me know that her sister officially hit 100.5 pounds yesterday. And what's really neat, better than the 100 pounds, she's 72 years old, guys, and she started at Christmas. So I hope that that inspires somebody. What I will share about my client, she watches the playback, so she's unfortunately not here live, is she's just awesome. She does the whole program, guys. She's doing way more than the food. She's all about the check-ins. She's all about the reading. She's all about everything. So another cool thing is I had a second client yesterday that I checked in with. We do see her here every week. I don't know if she's on a plane or she's here, but Staci officially hit 101.6 pounds yesterday. So 2 clients in one day. If I couldn't be more grateful for DR.A, like in this program, and all of you, definitely this is where it matters, guys. So today I won't be the one sharing with you. It will be my very good friend, Brad. Just a little bit of background on Brad. Brad has been with us for about 1.5 years. He is the amazing other half to Wendy, who I don't think is here today, but they share 9 beautiful kids. He's lost 50 pounds, but out of those 9 kids, 6 of them are adopted. They range from 10 to 35, and his youngest has cerebral palsy. So I'm surprised Devin is not here with us, because every Zoom I'm ever on with Brad, Devin is not far away. So Brad's gonna lead us today. Brad, go ahead and come off mute and share with all of us.
I don't think I'm muted. Everybody hear me okay? All right. Thank you for that introduction, Kristen. It's an honor to be able to lead this training today. Like Kristen said, I've been a client for 1.5 years now. I've been a coach for all but 2 of those weeks. I'm very thankful for my coach, Drew and Valerie Callow, who were excited to get me started and saw me through quite a long way, and so many other of the coaches that have mentored me along the way. I am not here to teach. I am here to share my experiences and what I found out in this chapter, or what this chapter meant to me. Hopefully many of you will jump in and share as well. You never know who's waiting to hear your story, and who your story may touch. One of the things, well, first of all, the motto of our program is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And in my opinion, those are not ordered correctly, because I think healthy mind, you have to have a healthy mind before you can get to the healthy body part. This program is very easy to lose weight. You eat the food, drink the water, you lose the weight. It's a matter of changing your mind to maintain that weight loss and to change the way you do things for the rest of your life. And I think one of the things that jumped out at me in this chapter was in numerous places, it said, DR.A said, mentioned how easy this was, and how his goal was to make it easy so that we could continue to do this forever and ever. In the very first second paragraph here, it says, he designed a system to make habits of healthy eating easy to learn, and over time they'll become automatic. Again, this is touching in your mind. It has nothing to do with your eating. It's all about how you're going to think about this food. The next paragraph says you also set the foundation for new eating habits that will support healthy weight for the rest of your life. And again, this is touching on your mind. You're changing your mind to be able to make it through the program and continue on for the rest of your life. One of the notes that I made while I was writing this was, or reading this was, in order for you to see change, you have to make change. Again, further down in this page, it says the goal is to always provide simpler and easier ways for people to eat healthy. He talks about the USDA making efforts to try and curb obesity and pre-obesity, but yet the levels continue to rise. Why are they not working? Simply because they're not practical and don't fit today's habits and lifestyle. Again, working on your mind. Our goal is to take all the information that's available, including the USDA parts, and use them to build practical eating strategy and support both weight loss and optimal health, which is, the weight loss is easy. It's the optimal health portion that we struggle with sometimes because we don't change our minds and our way of thinking. The eating system helps you monitor and manage your energy intake while ensuring that you get healthy, balanced diet, and it teaches you the basics of portion size and correct proportion of food from our designated 4 major food groups. He went on to talk about the 9-inch plate rule. Now, when I was growing up, my plate was a whole lot bigger than 9 inches, and it was heaping with food. And the rule at our table was you finish your food. You can't leave the table until all your food is gone. So, that was ingrained in me as a young child. And as I continued as an adult, I tried to continue these same habits. And it wasn't until I started on this program that I switched to this 9-inch plate rule and downsized my portions and started to get my habits under control. He talks about the 25% rule, with 25% being grains, 25 fruits, 25 vegetables, and 25% protein. That wasn't, as a kid, that wasn't the way I did things. It was always, just heaping what I liked on there and moving on. I didn't expand my horizons and try anything new. And again, down a little further, it says the harder it is, the less likely you will continue to do it. Anybody wants to jump in and share? Now is a good time to share how you thought about this chapter and what you gained out of this. Anyone? All right. Artie, go ahead, Artie. Come off of mute. Yeah, I can't hear you. You're still muted. All right, let's go to Thomas while she tries to figure out how to come off of mute.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm kind of with the same thing with Brad. Like growing up, I was youngest of 6. So when we sat down for dinner, like my mom cooked, these big meals, a lot of meals that would be able to handle 8 people. A lot of meat and potatoes and things like that. And it was always, clean your plate. The mentality there. My parents were Depression era kids and stuff like that, so nothing went to waste. So that idea of eating everything that was in front of you was with me my entire life. And since doing this and doing a right sized portion, sometimes I go back and look at some of the stuff I used to eat and I just think, wow, like how could I have done that? Like actually eat that much food at one time. So yeah, the discipline, the mind, but it's the mindset. It's going out, getting the plate and making and doing the cooking and making portion sizes that fit what's right for your body. So yeah, that's what I got out of it.
Awesome, Tom. I think that might be a Northeastern family tradition, because Tom and I are both from the Northeast. I noticed in chat that Artie cannot unmute herself.
I have it now.
There you go. Go ahead, Artie. Am I pronouncing
morning.
that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome.
I just wanted to say it's not a Northeast thing. I'm from the South and I live in the West. So you're right. I was, our parents and aunts and everyone would be like, there's kids starving and you're trying to throw away your food. So yes, we were taught to clear our plates. And unfortunately, my kids are all grown, so I have to deal now with my grandkids. But it's already instilled in my kids with their kids. So when I do have my grandkids, I try to change those habits, the smaller plates, the correct portions and all of that. But I do not have full control of their meals because they live with their parents. But now that my children see me changing, they're starting to change as well. So I don't feed that into their heads. You have to clean their plate. We just start with smaller portions. And if they want more, then they can get more. But I had to learn as well is to not throw the kids starving mentality at them as well. Thank you for letting me share.
Awesome, Artie. Thank you. I understand that. And the early on in the readings and in these books, it tells how we pass things down and pass our habits down. And I agree. That's exactly what I taught my kids. And now I'm trying to go back and correct. So thank you. Great job. Allie, you had something?
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. So it's not just the South or the Northeast, because I'm from the Midwest. And so it was happening there too. And same as Thomas, 6 kids. And so it's like, and it was always a meal that had to stretch. So tatered hot dish. Anybody know what that is? I mean, and something I always find funny is when I look back, it's like when I was young, I thought peas and corn were a vegetable, but I mean, obviously we all know that that's not true. So we ate a lot of those, always canned. But now, of course, moving forward 30 plus 40 years, now we have kids, we give them an appropriate portion for a kid. And of course, same, they do get some potatoes or something extra like that. But something we've tried to be better about is when they don't finish their meal and we know good and well that they probably could have, but maybe they want to go watch cartoons or rush away from the table, we set it on the counter and say, you're not getting a snack. If you're hungry later, this is what you're getting, So there's those little changes that we just become mindful of. And yeah, we don't, although we know it is still true throughout the world, we don't throw the starving children thing in their face. So.
Thank you, Allie. I have teenagers at home, so there's no I'll finish that later. They eat now and they want more now. So yes. Yolanda and Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about, so in the United States, we have this thing now where everything's supersized, and they always, you go out to eat and everything's larger portions. And Yolanda and I just returned from France. We had a great trip in France, and the meals obviously there are incredible. Everything was in a proper proportion. The plates that were served to us, you look down at it, and at first your reaction is that all I get? Because we're so used to the United States having supersized portions. So it was a wonderful trip, and it was just really good to have good food, but in the proper proportion.
That's awesome. Welcome home. Thank you for sharing. Denise.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I grew up in Mexico, so it was a little bit different, but very similar to things. When I was growing up, we had very little, but when we did have some, we were told that we had to eat now or we weren't going to have anything later. And if we didn't finish our food, then it'd be a disgrace to like throw it away or be, against our religion to 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 throw it away. So it was really ingrained in our brain, and to the point where like I still have a hard time if I serve myself. I have to make sure that I don't overserve myself. And I think to myself, I'd rather have a very small, a fourth of a portion and go back for another fourth of a portion than to serve myself like a full portion, like, like a large portion, because I know that even if I'm full, I'm going to finish it because that's just how I was raised. And I knew that because of that, I've always had weight issues. So when I had my daughter, I made sure that she never had to finish anything that, which made her into a very picky eater. But yeah, if she was done, she could get up off the table. And I was like, okay, you're done, whatever, which kind of helped her. She doesn't have any weight issues, but now I have a very picky eater at the house. But yeah, it's up to us to make those changes. And it's very important that we don't put that in their heads or whatever. And that's all I have to share.
That's awesome. Thank you. And I don't know that you made her into a picky eater. I think that's a kid thing. I think they all go through phases where they're picky, and they'll grow out of it. Trust me. Michelle.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's amazing you're talking about portion control now, because as I think back over my past when going out to eat, if I was offered to eat at a high scale restaurant, like your Ruth Chris, that actually serves portion size controlled meal, I opted to not go there because I wanted to go to a restaurant that just really served you a lot. You know what I mean? But now when I go out to eat, it's like, as soon as you see the plate, if it's ingrained in you to know that, this is 5 ounces of salmon, and if you get more, you're knowing that it is a lot of food. So it's time to automatically just, pack it up for a carry out. And the more and more I dive into this program, I don't know, in my mind, I don't think of habits of health. To me now, it's becoming decisions of health. And that's it. That's all I wanted to share.
Nice. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of times when we go out to eat, my wife will order her meal and then get a box right at the same time and cut half of her meal in half and save it for later. So good points. Anthony.
Adrian.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, how many of you thought when you went to a restaurant that said all you can
Oh,
eat?
Lord.
Raise your hand if you thought you were supposed to eat all that you could eat. I did that all the time. I felt like I had to go back and get more and more because it was supposed to be all I could eat, all I could stuff in myself.
Yeah.
And I even saw then, I was like, this is not good, but I didn't stop it. And later along the way, I heard about eating on a smaller plate, eating on a saucer instead. So for many years, I was doing that, but man, I was piling the food on that saucer, and it can hold a lot. So none of this stuff was taught. It wasn't until we got on this program, started reading The Habits of Health in our life book, did we begin, or I began to understand what portion control was and how I didn't have to eat all that. I mean, after eating all I could eat, I didn't want to do anything but lay down and just, like those tigers, when they eat, they just go and lay down. So, learning that it doesn't have to be all of that, and you feel satisfied. You're full, but it's not over full. So I really appreciate what DR.A explains in here, even eating beyond our feelings, how our plate is supposed to be, how much of everything. That's really key in living a healthy lifestyle. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Yeah, those all you can eat places are terrible. I remember in my younger years, we had a place called Golden Corral, and anytime they baked fresh bread, they'd ring a bell. Well, our group's joke was anytime they ring the bell, you had to go get a new plate. And that's bad news for me now. Next, our star of the week here, Staci. Congratulations, Staci. Go ahead and come off of mute.
Good morning, everyone. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm sitting in the airport right now. But I just wanted to kind of go off of what Denise was saying about being her daughter being a picky eater. I grew up a picky eater. That was me. And I was one of those kids that had to sit at the table for hours on end because my mom wanted me to eat my vegetables and try all the different things. And it was hard because growing up, I didn't enforce the vegetables and things to my kids. And so now I eat a lot differently, obviously. And so trying to incorporate those, my kids are grown now and mostly out of the house, but just trying to incorporate those, different vegetables and proteins and things to them. My mom took care of them during the day. So they are actually very good eaters. But that was my struggle, was getting in the vegetables. I went towards the carbs and those pastas. My mom's Hispanic, and we would eat beans and rice and all of that kind of stuff. So it was a struggle. And now I have completely changed the way I eat, and it is so much nicer having the fuelings to for the convenience. Like I said, I'm traveling right now. I've been traveling since 8:30 last night, and we're still not where we're supposed to be because of all the delays. But my fuelings are in my bag, so I can still continue to eat every 3 hours like we should. And I'm not having to go and eat at the crud places that are here, because I've looked, because we are delayed again. And I told David, I said, nope, we're going to just wait until we get to New York, and we'll go and have a good meal, because there aren't any options here. I'm really struggling right now. So I just keep eating my fuelings, and wanted to encourage everybody that's on just to, keep moving forward and keep those goals in sight, because this goal of mine was very long in coming. I'm not done, but yes, I have made it this far. So thanks for letting me share, and hope you guys all have a good day.
Again, congratulations, Staci. I think what you touched on there was it's a mind thing. You have to know that this fueling is what I really need, and I don't need that McDonald's or that airport food or whatever that is convenient there to you. Our fuelings are very convenient. Patrick and Sherrie.
Good morning. I'm just listening to everyone, and what I'm hearing is how culturally driven, the decisions that we make about food are. And a lot of what we eat, is it food or junk? That's my philosophy. It's either junk or it's food. We've categorized fast food, as foods that we eat that aren't really benefiting us. And when we're talking about having, the 4 different kinds of, grains or fruits or veggies and protein, a lot of times when we had those meals, they weren't portion sized in or broken down into, the right portion size of vegetables or fruits or whatever we're having. And I'm just listening how driven we are by our culture. And so as Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner, a lot of us are going to get sucked into that void, because most of the people that we're going to go around aren't going to be practicing healthy habits. So, it's that time for us to really get our discipline game on. It's not about how much willpower we have, but we have the knowledge right here, the skill to apply, what we are learning as we are on this lifelong journey to healthy habits. So that's all I want to share. Just be cautious as we venture into those 2 meals. Don't let them take us out of our goals and desire to get healthy.
Thank you, Patrick. And I have to agree. I posted on Facebook this week that October is almost gone and eating season is coming. And it's not just those 2 meals that we have to be careful of. It's all the parties and the the non-good food snacks that everyone brings and bakes. And, you have to have it in your mind that you're not going to have those things, or you don't need those things. So thank you very much. A couple of other things that really struck me was he kind of touched on the 4 and 2 program, and once you get to your optimal health program, that you should be eating the 400 the 400 calorie breakfast and a 400 calorie dinner, and then your 4 fuelings in between, or the 4 healthy 100 calorie snacks in between. And I've never been a breakfast person. I like my lunch. So that's a mindset that I'm going to try to shift over to, and eat more breakfast and less lunch. And I think that will help as we continue to go on down the line. A lot of good things in this chapter, but again, I think a lot of this, to me, it hit me as it's a mind thing. You have to make up your mind, and you have to retrain your mind that this is how I'm going to go forward with this, and all those other temptations and things, I don't need. I noticed that we're getting real close to our time here, so I'm going to yield back to Kristen and honor everybody's time for the day.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for all the great shares, guys. I can feel myself feeling very choked up. It's these meetings that matter the most. Hearing Staci, many of you don't know, but she is one of my best friends, and being on this journey with her has been incredible. I have another friend on here who's doing great things as well, and I know that when he's ready, he will share. And there's just something to be said about doing this with the people that you care about. So take a minute, think about the people on your heart, guys, and invite them to the space that you're in. I know last week we talked about the challenge. I'm still waiting for the coaches to get back to me. So we will announce that winner next week. But guys, just go out there and just, live out loud. Continue to do all the great things that you're doing. Have a blessed Saturday, and we will see you next week.
I